Hello, I'm John Cunningham, and welcome to another episode of the RedChip Money Report. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Today's show features interviews with executives of two companies. First up is RailVision, stock symbol RVSN on the NASDAQ. RailVision is transforming rail safety with innovative AI technology that enables trains to identify upcoming obstacles with sufficient time to stop. Currently, limits in human vision often mean by the time a train engineer sees an upcoming obstacle, it's already too late to prevent an accident. This revolutionary technology is already being used in markets globally, and the company expects funds from its 2022 IPO will help to accelerate growth in the quarters ahead. We'll learn more when we speak to the founder and CEO later in the show. Up next is Aridis Pharmaceuticals, stock symbol ARDS on the NASDAQ. Aridis is developing novel anti-infective therapies to treat life-threatening diseases that overcome the threat of antimicrobial resistance and viral pandemics. You'll learn more about their groundbreaking development programs later in the show. Now, before we get to our first interview, our quote of the week, it comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. If you want to invest in the microcap space, buy companies, not stocks. If you buy stocks, the daily fluctuations and lack of liquidity will drive you crazy. These quotes come from Byron Roth, CEO of Roth Capital, featured in Chapter 7 of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now let's get started with our first interview today with RailVision.
Hello, with us today we have Shahar Hania, the CEO of RailVision. Shahar, thanks for being with us today.
Greg, thank you very much for having me today.
RailVision is revolutionizing railway safety with innovative AI-driven technology solutions. Shahar, let's start with a brief overview of your product portfolio.
RailVision is revolutionizing railway safety with a portfolio of innovative AI-driven technology solutions. Our solutions include cognitive obstacle detection and collision avoidance system, driver alert system, intelligent track monitoring system for predictive maintenance. We offer two ADAS products for the railway industry. On the one hand, our mainline product is designed to be used in freight and passenger trains. The system's main advantage is to detect and classify potential hazards up to 2 kilometers away, even in challenging light and weather conditions, enabling the train driver to stop the train safely and prevent accidents. On the other hand, we offer a shunting yard product specifically designed to help drivers in marshalling yards. The system enhances visibility in all light and weather conditions and detects switch states, faults, floating switch status, derailing equipment, and other obstacles threatening normal shunting operations. Overall, RailVision cutting-edge AI-driven technology and products ensure railway safety and efficiency.
How big is the market opportunity you are addressing?
The global railway safety market size is expected to reach over $16 billion by 2027. This presents a significant market opportunity for RailVision to provide its innovative AI-driven technology solutions for railway safety. Integration of advanced technologies such as AI is expected to grow in the coming years in the rail industry, and we are there to fill that gap. Additionally, the increasing focus on safety regulations and standards has created a high demand for innovative solutions in the railway safety market.
Shahar, RailVision has several proof-of-concept programs underway with current and potential customers. Tell us about these programs and what they mean to the future of the company.
Well, we are proud to have participated in the Rio Tinto's AutoHaul project, a leading effort in autonomous iron ore transportation in Australia's Pilbara region. Our solution performed above and beyond expectations while offering exceptional visibility of up to 2 kilometers regardless of light conditions. The long-term POC with SBB Cargo demonstrates the impressive capabilities of our shunting yard solution and its ability to help the driver and the operation manager. And to finish strong, following a successful proof of concept with the Israel Railway Company, We will be providing 10 mainline units. The fact that they have entrusted RedVision with this responsibility reflects the power of our systems over other solutions offered to them and shows the trust in us.
Let's turn now to your business model. How does RedVision generate revenue?
That's an important question, Craig. RedVision generates revenue through the sale of its railway monitoring systems and services to customers in the railway industry. This includes hardware, software, and services such as installation, maintenance, and data analysis.
Management is key to the success of smaller cap companies. Who are some of the key players on your team?
That's a great question. You must have a great team. It is not a singular endeavor, but a group journey. RedVision has a team spirit which I believe no one has, not mentioning that each member brings vast experience from the correspondent field. From mechanics through software, algorithms, even field tests, all are expert. This is what makes RedVision truly unique.
Knorr Bremse, a global leader in braking systems for the rail industry, was an early investor in RedVision. What can you tell us about this relationship?
Well, the relationship between RedVision and Knorr Bremse is the true testament to the power of strategic partnership in driving innovation. Knorr Bremse's investment in RedVision represents more than just financial support. It represents a long-term commitment to working together towards a common goal of advancing the rail industry. With their expertise, resources, and our cutting-edge technology, we are poised to make a lasting impact on how rail operations are conducted. Our profound relationship is set to go a long way in shaping the future of the rail industry. In the beginning of the year, Knorr Bremse's Senior Vice President, Mr. Mark Klibery, was appointed to serve as RedVision Chairman of the Board. This shows the strong bond our companies share. There is not a stronger statement than this.
And finally, Shahar, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in RedVision today?
Investors should take an interest in RedVision today because of growing demand of advanced technology solutions in the rail industry, driven by the need to improve safety, efficiency, and sustainability. RedVision's computer vision systems are well positioned to meet these needs to provide a significant return of investment. You know, the railway industry is experiencing considerable growth each year, presenting a significant market opportunity and return of investment, especially for RedVision investors.
It's a great story, Shahar. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation, Craig, and it was a pleasure and a great honor.
Now, to get more information on RedVision, visit rvsninfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like RedVision. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at Amazon.com today for just $18. Now let's move on to our next interview today with Aridis Pharmaceuticals.
Vu, great to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Good to be with you, Craig.
Vu, I know you've got some exciting news to report. We're going to get to that in just a second. But before we get there, for viewers brand new to the Aridis story, could you introduce us to Aridis, as well give us a brief overview of your pipeline?
We're a NASDAQ-listed company under ticker symbol ARDS. The company is exclusively focused on infectious diseases. We have multiple clinical stage programs in pneumonia and in cystic fibrosis. The flagship program for the company is a phase 3 monoclonal antibody directed at a bacteria that is causing many different types of infection. We are assessing this drug as an adjunctive treatment on top of standard of care antibiotic to treat ventilator-associated pneumonia. So these are critical ill patients in the ICU contracting these hospital-acquired pneumonia. We're trying to treat them with really an innovative drug. There is no drug available in the form of an antibody to use to treat pneumonia. And so this is quite a novel approach. We recently reported data on this program, exciting data. And then our phase 2 program in cystic fibrosis, it is also a novel mechanism drug, first in class, just like the pneumonia drug. So we have multiple of these first in class novel mechanism infectious disease drug that is in clinical stage.
Absolutely. Vu, just this week, Aridis and the FDA agreed that you would be able to move forward with a single confirmatory phase 3 study on AR301 for the treatment of pneumonia. Now let's get into that. Tell us more about it, and what should investors be expecting next?
Indeed, we recently completed the discussion with the FDA on the final clinical study for the phase 3 asset of our AR301. The FDA agreed to a single study. They agreed to the study design of this final, what we call confirmatory study. They agreed to the primary endpoints and the secondary endpoint. They also agreed to expanding the evaluation of this exciting drug in not only ventilator-associated pneumonia patient, but also hospital-acquired pneumonia patient, as well as community-acquired pneumonia patient that are all infected by this really prevalent bacteria called Staphylococcus aureus or Staph aureus.
In March, you announced results of the phase 2A study in cystic fibrosis. Your study met both its primary and secondary endpoints. Tell us about that program and what next steps we might expect.
What we show was that the tolerability of the drug was confirmed. The safety profile is attractive. We also show that there was a lot of drug that could be detected right after the administration in the lung fluid. And here we use the sputum from these patients as a surrogate for lung fluid, and we show that there is more than 10 times the amount of drug you need to neutralize a typical bacteria that infects these patients. So this program is really nicely set up for the next and final study. So where we go from here with this program is we're continuing to work with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They have been funding this program all along, all the way through the data that we just unblinded.
Vu, how big are the market opportunities your development programs address?
So if you look at our phase 3 data, we show that when patients treated with this drug, we can actually cut on average their length of stay in the ICU by about 7 days. Imagine if you multiply that over a $10,000 to $12,000 per day, that's quite a bit of saving. We can also get them out of the hospital about 9 days faster with the drug. So quite a remarkable saving. So as you imagine, if we tell the insurance company, hey, we could get these patients out of the hospital that much faster, we can save probably around $70,000 to $80,000 if we charge just a fraction of that saving. Let's say $10,000. This is actually a $1 billion market opportunity for this drug. So it's quite a remarkable commercialization opportunity. The cystic fibrosis program for us is also potentially quite lucrative. We believe that the potential market opportunity for our cystic fibrosis drug is somewhere around $300 to $500 million on an annual basis. So as you see, both of these drugs are potentially quite large in terms of sales potential.
Vu, in any company, and especially in a microcap, management is essential. Introduce us to your team.
Our team is headlined by a core group that have extensive experience in pharmaceutical and biotech drug development, spanning multiple decades, myself, multiple decades of experience in biotechnology. Our Chief Medical Officer, Hassan Jaffrey, has also about 2.5 to 3 decades of experience in pharmaceutical development at large companies. He was previously the head of clinical development for infectious disease biologics at AstraZeneca for about a dozen years before joining us to serve as our current Chief Medical Officer. Our CFO, Fred Kurland's been in the industry as a CFO for about 7 companies now, spanning about 3.5 decades. So we have quite a strong team, we believe, that have really experience from very early in preclinical development all the way to clinical and commercialization of the drug.
Now, to wrap up, Vu, what's the essential value proposition? Why should an investor take an interest in Aridis Pharmaceuticals right now?
The value proposition is compelling if you compare to other companies that are developing infectious disease products, such as these antibacterial. Here you have a company that have multiple clinical assets, a phase 3 and a phase 2 asset with data that are actually positive. These are programs that don't have failure associated with them, and they're ready for the final registration trial. Multiple of these programs are, and these are also first-in-class type of drug and very little to no competitive drug threat to them. We have a very potent intellectual property portfolio of over 60 patents that have been issued and another 50 or so patents that are in prosecution. So very strong IP portfolio, late-stage asset, positive clinical data that's been reported really this year alone. A phase 3 and a phase 2 on 2 separate programs were reported this year. And, like other companies, we are, we're going through a difficult, challenging market in a capital market environment. And here you have a company with these late-stage assets and still at this short of valuation. So we think that this is quite unusual. And therefore, we think that they're quite a compelling value proposition for potentially new investors.
I certainly agree with you, Vu. It is an unusually compelling opportunity. Thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Great to be with you, Greg, again. Thank you.
Now, to get more information on Aridis Pharmaceuticals, visit aridisfarmainfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com featuring emerging growth companies like Aridis Pharmaceuticals. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at Amazon.com today for just $18. Now let's recap the companies you met today. First, you met RailVision, stock symbol RVSN on the NASDAQ. RailVision's innovative technology is ushering in an era of safe train travel while reducing accidents that can create significant infrastructure issues that result in large financial losses for rail operators. In addition to its core safety technology, RailVision is launching predictive maintenance technology as well as potential marketing applications that use advanced AI to target ads to train passengers. Learn more about this compelling growth story at rvsninfo.com. Then you met Aridis Pharmaceuticals, stock symbol ARDS on the NASDAQ. Aridis' proprietary technology platform can rapidly identify human-derived monoclonal antibodies for various infectious diseases. These antibodies can then be applied as therapeutic agents that optimally neutralize invading pathogens. The company has received funding from the Gates Foundation and the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is one of the company's largest shareholders. 5 analysts currently cover Aridis with buy ratings and a median price target of $12 a share. Learn more at aridisfarmainfo.com. Again, if you have any questions about any of the companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-RedChip or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile asset class. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new exciting emerging growth companies.
The overuse and misuse of antibiotics are driving increasing antibiotic resistance globally. While antibiotics are essential to fight bacterial infections, improper use has resulted in the development of drug-resistant bacteria, known as superbugs, resulting in more and more cases that don't respond to standard treatments. Aridis Pharmaceuticals, a NASDAQ-listed biotech, is tackling this problem head-on with late-stage development programs targeting the treatment and prevention of pneumonia using monoclonal antibodies, adjunctively with standard-of-care antibiotics. Aridis demonstrated a clinically meaningful improvement trend in the clinical cure rate, a primary outcome measure of efficacy, during its recent Phase 3 study of ARDS-301. Importantly, in patients over 65 years old, a highly vulnerable patient population with weakened immune system, the improvement was increased by threefold and reached statistical significance at 28 days after treatment. In another highly vulnerable population of patients infected with antibiotic-resistant MRSA bacteria, the improvement trend was also further enhanced when treated with ARDS-301. The study also demonstrated success in key secondary outcome goals, including reducing the median time in the ICU by 7 days, time in the hospital by 9 days, and lowering the number of days of mechanical ventilation. This was the first of 2 planned Phase 3 studies evaluating the efficacy and safety of ARDS-301 for adjunctive treatment of pneumonia caused by S. aureus in mechanically ventilated hospitalized patients. Aridis plans to initiate a second Phase 3 study after discussing the current study results with regulatory authorities, including the US FDA and the European Medicines Agency. Aridis is also advancing its AR-501 program in cystic fibrosis and anticipates publishing top-line data from a Phase 2A study during the first quarter of 2023. Positive data from the previous studies of AR-501 coincided with substantial financial support from the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is now one of the largest shareholders of Aridis. In addition to its late-stage trials in cystic fibrosis and pneumonia, Aridis has multiple additional programs in its pipeline that provide further potential upside for investors. Learn more at aridispharmainfo.com or call 1-800-RedChip.
In June 2023, a tragic train accident in India claimed the lives of at least 275 people and left 900 wounded. A signal failure led to a catastrophic 3-train collision. This disaster could have been avoided. Introducing RailVision's AI-based mainline system, a revolutionary railway safety solution designed to prevent such tragedies from happening again. RailVision's cutting-edge technology provides an extended visual range of up to 2 kilometers, ensuring safe train operations in all weather and light conditions. It combines sensitive imaging sensors with artificial intelligence and deep learning to detect and classify obstacles within a predefined area, generating real-time visual and acoustic alerts for both drivers and command centers. RailVision's mainline system goes beyond preventing collisions. Its advanced capabilities include image-based navigation, predictive maintenance, and GIS mapping, transforming railway operations into a safer and more efficient experience. RailVision is executing its vision of saving lives, reducing downtime, and revolutionizing train safety. Learn more about this groundbreaking opportunity at rvsninfo.com.
Hello, my name is Chris Shaber, President and CEO of Sologenics. We are a publicly traded NASDAQ-listed company. Our symbol is SNGX. Sologenics is a late-stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing and commercializing products to treat rare diseases and areas of unmet medical need. What makes Sologenics unique is that we have 2-segment business, a specialized biotherapeutics focused on oncology and inflammation, and a separate public health solutions segment funded entirely by the US government in excess of $80 million to date, focused on heat-stable vaccines for emerging infectious diseases and biodefense. Sologenics is a late-stage company, as I noted, with Phase 3 assets. Our lead program, Hybrid, in the treatment of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, has already demonstrated positive and statistically significant results in a Phase 3 clinical trial published in JAMA Dermatology, and we are now embarking on a second Phase 3, interacting with the FDA on that design to conduct that study and replicating what we've done previously. We expect that study to initiate before year-end or early next. And behind that, we have a number of programs. We have a Phase 2A study in psoriasis using the same active ingredient Hybrid that's actively enrolling patients. And we expect results there in the second half of this year. And then a number of programs that are generating data throughout the year. Our rare disease pipeline has potential to be in excess of $2 billion global market potential across both our specialized biotherapeutics and public health. So very unique opportunities with multiple shots on goal to mitigate risk like a financial portfolio. We also have a strong management team and board with diverse experience in both business, finance, and drug development, moving the company forward with many years' experience building and growing biotech companies. I've been in the industry for over 32 years, developing drugs specifically in the orphan disease space, and co-founding a company that I had a positive exit with before joining Sologenics. Our board is strong with experience in drug development, such as Dr. Jerry Zeldis, who was previously the Chief Medical Officer of Celgene Corporation before retiring, and Dr. Tim Cote, who was the Director of the Office of Orphan Products at the FDA, and comes with very strong regulatory and science background. We also have Ms. Diane Parks, who spent many years commercializing in the rare disease space across a number of companies. So again, strong experience both at the management level as well as the board to move the company forward. So I urge you to take a closer look if you have time and interest, and check out our website at www.sologenics.com.